Hey guys, JT here with a final, I guess, thoughts or first run thoughts. I'm still gonna run this a little bit more on the Force Epidemic 1/8 scale monster truck. You guys know that Force RC released this, and they also released the Mud Wrecker, which is a truggy. It's an 8 scale truggy. They're built on the same platform. The difference is going to be the bumpers, front and rear. This has a wheelie bar on it, but the other one is, of course, a truggy, and the bodies are different. And then also the tires and wheels are different as well. This is the monster truck style. Of course, the other one's the truggy style. So you guys know that Force RC just got into doing land vehicles over the past, I'd say, about a year or so. You guys know I had the Outbreak, and then they also released the short course truck, which are built on the same platform. They were also four-wheel drive trucks and stuff as well. But anyway, I have driven this truck a lot, of course, a lot more than what I've showed you guys. And I think some of my previous videos, I did like a backflip and stuff, but I did it on concrete. And I did it for a reason, because I wanted to see how this truck held up. I wanted to make sure, for instance, like the shock shafts and stuff weren't going to bend upon jumping it, even on concrete, and I haven't had that issue or problem or anything. The truck has held up well. Surprisingly, it really has held up well, especially for the amount you pay for it. The truck runs at $299, and the only thing that's going to be in this price range for 8 scale is going to be the Red Cat Landslide. Now, this is going to be a little bit bigger than the Landslide. It does sit a little bit wider than the Landslide does, but there are differences in those two, and I'll get into that in just a second as well. Tire compound is held up pretty well. You guys know I've run on a lot of surfaces, but I ran it a lot in the street because I wanted to see how these tires were going to hold up to running this out in the street. And they've held up well. I only had one thing happen. It wasn't an issue. The pin inside it actually came loose, and my tire was like wobbling a little bit, but it was just a pin in there. A friend helped point that out real quick, and we got that fixed and got this rolling again. You guys see that the body's held up well. Of course, it slid on its top several times, but it hasn't broken or anything. And then you'll notice also right here is that they do something that Arma does, and these actually look like the same pins, except for it doesn't have the Arma brand on there, is that they have these pins that are stuck to the body with this rubber piece right here, and the body clip is actually attached right there. So another good thing with this is that it also came with the same body post in a spare bag that comes with the truggy. So if you wanted to put a different type of body on here, you do have those body posts that you can actually post on top of here that come with this kit. And then they also give you an extra pinion gear. So this comes geared with a 12-tooth pinion gear, and then the truggy comes with a 13-tooth pinion gear. And then they give you an extra additional 14-tooth pinion gear, which I thought was great and good that they did that. So taking this off and looking inside the truck, you guys know I've had only one issue with this truck, and not everyone has had it. The issue or problem that I had was that the servo went bad. It was actually on my very first run, but I've seen other people run theirs and they haven't had any problems. So maybe mine was just a fluke or one-off or something. But my servo did go bad on the first run. One quick call to Tower Hobbies, great support there, and they're sending me a new servo. So that's a good thing about it. Also, be prepared that when you get this, even though I changed this up, you do get EC5 connectors with this. I soldered the XT90 on there, and it is actually two EC5s. It's actually like a wire connection in there for you to run those in series. So you can run either one 4S pack, which is kind of what I have right here, because I have XT90s on all my 4S battery packs. Or you can run two 2Ss if you were going to leave the EC5 connectors on there. But I'm not a big fan of the EC5 because I just have a lot of XT90 connectors and they're easier for me to solder and stuff. So, but I did put XT90 on here so that I could run one pack. But do be prepared that if you buy this truck, you will either have to get some converters for it, or you can just resolder, kind of like what I did there for that, just to make this into ones, just so you can run 4S packs. Now, this is a 100 amp ESC, and it's capable of running 4S LiPo, even though if you look in the instructions, it says 2 to 8S. So I don't know why that's in there, but I thought that was kind of funny. And the motor is a 1600 kV motor, so it's possible that if you get an ESC that can run 6S, you can possibly run 6S on here, if you change the ESC out. Can the truck handle it? It possibly can. I maybe run a test on it, maybe run 5S. or run 6S at some point just to see if the transmission or drivetrain can handle it. Now, one thing about this ESC is that it can handle the high voltage batteries, meaning it can handle two 7.6 volt LiPos, or it can handle one 15.2 volt LiPo, which is higher than running two 7.4 volt LiPos or one 14.8. So it can handle a higher voltage LiPo, but it just can't handle anything more than 4S. So keep that in mind with this. I was going to order one of the 15.2 volt Power Hobby batteries, but I didn't want to order just to do a demo in it. I just didn't want to do that. So anyway, as far as everything else, the truck is held up fine. You guys know that it's got aluminum shock bodies and caps, and they are threaded, so that's adjustable. You guys see there that it does come with sway bars. It is a little dusty and stuff there, and it's built well. I've only had one problem with this truck, and that was the steering. I did put a faster, stronger, better servo in here, and the truck did perform a little bit better. But if you really want to make a really sharp turn, you do have to kind of get on the brakes just a tad so that the rear end can kind of slide out some. And a lot of it's because of this right here. They made this truck to be very durable so stuff won't break. And you guys see the way I'm bending this upper A-arm, and it's just this upper A-arm that's really flexible. So a lot of times if you're running, and I'm going to show you guys this, you see how that easily bends in, and no, it's not just the tire turning. If I want to turn the tire, I do that. So it's very flexible with this part, and I'm thinking about actually removing this and then boiling it for a few minutes, because if you do boil some plastics, they will get a little bit sturdier, but I'm not sure. I may buy a set and boil it and leave those on there just in case something goes horribly wrong with me doing that. And I'm trying to look at some alternatives for this as well. Maybe I'll get one of these machines that's going to be a little bit harder, and then see how this truck performs with that, because that's the only flaw of the truck, was that the motor temperatures and stuff stayed about 130s, 40s or so, and I was running 100C, 6500 milliamp LiPos. So I could gear up and go to the 14 tooth, or maybe 15 or 16. I may do that as a test run just to see how fast the truck runs. Now, I didn't do a speed run with this, but stock out the box, you're probably going to get between, I don't know, about 36, 7 to close to about 40 miles per hour. And then with that 14-tooth pinion gear, you will get the 40 plus miles per hour that the company has promised and told you. So this does come with aluminum chassis and stuff, and you guys see I got a little scrapey scrape on the bottom there. But it's held up well, guys, especially for the price. I do have to admit that I was skeptical, because thinking that you can get an 8-scale truck for $299, I was like, I don't know about that. But then again, like I said, Red Cat's got their landslide that is also $299. Now, the differences in the two is that this is going to be more durable than a landslide. I've heard of and read in the forums about some of the stuff that people have broken on the landslide and stuff. This one has a metal spur gear. It's got spiral cut differential gears too, so that's going to be able to let it handle a lot of that power and a lot of the wheeling and braking and stopping, which makes me believe it can handle possibly a 5S, maybe 6S LiPo, but don't quote me on that until I test it. The landslide is going to perform a little bit better, but it's not going to be as durable. I know you guys, Red Cat fans, don't want to hear that, but knowing that I had the landslide and then seeing some of the videos and people talking about kind of what's going on with it, I know this one's going to be a lot more durable than the landslide, but the landslide will perform a little bit better. It's going to be a little bit faster than this as well. So my next thing for this is I'm probably going to go up on a KV motor. I'll probably put a 2100 KV motor in here or something, and then run it on 4S to wake it up. And then I possibly may run 6S. And then I'm thinking that I may actually convert this to a buggy or short course truck, just to see. I mean, I know the arms would be kind of wide for a buggy, but I'm going to change out the tires and wheels, put the Outcast tires and wheels on there and stuff like that, just to see the difference in performance. So, guys, that's about all I can say for it. I can't say really anything too negative, except for the servo went out and the steering, it just turns wide. It just really does. But I think that if you buy this and then you adjust and work with the steering some, I think you'll be fine. If I can get this body clip back on it, there we go. I think this will be fine for it. So I don't have, like I said, too much negative to say about this. This was pretty good and it's pretty fun. I'm going to do a couple more things with it. So good job to Force RC for introducing something new, a new platform out there for us to look at and stuff. So I really do appreciate when companies actually introduce something new. And like I said, this is a new chassis design, especially for them. It's not a copy of something. So Anyway, guys, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe and stay tuned for more videos. And let me know what you want to see next for this truck. I know everybody's going to say 6S run, so I may end up doing that. So if I get enough comments on that, I may go ahead and do that. So anyway, guys, stay tuned for more videos. Thanks for watching.